So I wanted to talk a little bit about snobbery. This comes because I posted a video a little while back about a bike that was in need of a bit of TLC, and it happened to be an entry-level Carrera bike, and the comments were things like, throw it in the bin, it's a Carrera, no wonder it's crap, it's a Carrera, that kind of thing. And that's basically bike snobbery. It's a snobbery of, oh, if your bike's not this, if your bike's not that, then it's no good, throw it in the bin. I mean, it's ridiculous, and it makes people think that the entry level to this sport is £3,000. And I know I've said things like this before, but you can have just as much fun. You can ride the same trails on a bike that costs you £300 or £400, and shorts and t-shirts and trainers. You know, you don't have to have all the latest stuff. It's snobbery to put a comment like that about an entry-level bike. It just puts people off entering the sport because they think it's a sport for people who've got a spare £5,000 to spend on a bike. And half those £5,000 bikes, especially road bikes, are sitting in hallways as ornaments and hardly ever getting any use. And then you've got people on their £400 bikes getting out and having day-long adventures and riding the trails and riding the roads and using the bikes for what they're intended for. And I mean, shops are also guilty of this, because you can walk into certain bike shops and say, hey, what's your cheapest sort of entry-level bike? You know, I'm interested in starting. And they'll go, oh, we've got nothing under £600, or we've got nothing under £1,000. And that puts people off massively. And it's just snobbery to slate something like that. Carrera could have been, that was in the video that I mentioned, could be the perfect starting bike for someone. In fact, it could be the only bike they ever need if they're just doing a bit of commuting, a bit of light trails, out with their kids. So you can't put, well, you can say what you like, but it's not helping people, it's not helping the sport if you're making these barriers to entry where you're saying, oh, if your bike's worth less than £1,000 or £2,000, it's crap, and you can't do this and you can't do that. The things you see people doing in magazines and on videos, they're hacking off cliffs and things. Okay, yeah, I can understand why they're using, you know, the best of equipment, but for most people's everyday sort of riding, everyday trail riding, it's amazing what you can do on a Carrera mountain bike or one of the other budget brands. And you've got the opportunity then to upgrade bits and pieces as and when you can financially. You're learning about your bike, you're learning about how it works. You know, by going in at the top end, I'm going to be a cyclist from today and I'm going to go and buy a £3,000 bike. You've missed out on all that. You've missed out on learning about the bike, learning about how it works, learning about upgrades, what makes a difference, what doesn't, customizing it to your needs. Anyway, it was just that, really. It was just that those comments were made because the bike was a Carrera. Some of the entry-level Carrera stuff, I've seen people do amazing things on. People have buzzed past me on the trails on Carrera mountain bikes when I've been on things, you know, that have cost much more money. It's not all about that, and people shouldn't be made to feel that it's a sport for people with masses of disposable income, and only for those people.